What is a power fantasy? These animes where they have protagonists that are pretty much OP off the bat. Stuff like Kirito from SAO, Ainz-Ul Gon from Overlord. I can't say his name for the life of me. I'm sorry, guys. Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. And of course, Saitama from One Punch Man. These stories where the audience experiences wish fulfillment through the MC's journey. They give you this feeling of like, oh man, yeah, powerful, yeah, flex on him, show him how strong you are type stuff. And at first glance, Solo Leveling just looks like another run-of-the-mill power fantasy anime. The dude becomes sort of a video game character where he can just level up all the time and he just flexes on everyone. But as you watch the show, it becomes apparent that yes, it's cliche, but it's doing something different. For some reason, this show doesn't feel like the rest. Perhaps it's peak. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to tell you why Solo Leveling redefines the power fantasy genre. So you know what, we're just going to get right to it. I'm not even going to ask you to like and subscribe. We're going to do that at the end of the video. How does Solo Leveling perfect the power fantasy formula? Well, I'll tell you right now. Now, a lot of these start out with the protagonist being weak to OP, but they're generally still handed godlike power at the beginning. It's sort of like how at the beginning of your Pokemon journey in Pokemon games, you're handed free Pokemon. And typically the starter is one of the strongest things you will ever get in a game. Only eclipsed by literal pseudo and actual legendary Pokemon. Yes, you're just starting out. Yes, you have a long way to go to grow your team, but you're given this thing that's very strong, and you could probably just one-shot everything using just this. It doesn't feel as earned as much as, say, starting from scratch. Whereas in Solo Leveling, Sung Jin-woo is the weakest hunter. He is a nobody. Actually, that's not true. He is a somebody, but he is a somebody because he is the weakest. People know who he is because he is trash. Yes, he was gifted the godlike power of being a hunter, but it's not even godlike because he is so weak for a hunter. He has so little magic power in him that he might as well just be a normal person. And we see this for 2 episodes straight. We don't even see the protagonist get his main power, the main thing that drives him through the rest of the series, until the 3rd episode. Every power-up he gets is satisfying because we saw him and watched him struggle from literal rock bottom. And not only that, the power-up system in general works like an RPG. Now, a lot of these shows do take a ton of inspiration from RPG type games. Think That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime and SAO. Literal, like one of them's literally a video game and the other one has basically video game elements. It might as well be the typical Dungeons & Dragons fantasy type RPG game where the character has to absorb skills and level up and stuff like that. But in Solo Leveling, it feels really earned. And once Jinwoo gets this system and it starts telling him to run more and work out, and the pacing is laid out to where it actually feels like he's doing it. It feels like he's actually earning these things. Whereas instead, most anime would have just like 1 or 2 montages of them just kind of farming monsters out in the wilderness or something. And then all of a sudden, they're incredibly broken. Sung Jin-woo, and sort of spoilers for the 1st season, but not really. It takes him a full 1st season to really become super broken. Yes, during season 1, halfway through, he is stronger than a lot of hunters that would have given him trouble otherwise, but they're still considered like C rank hunters. They're still garbage. They're just way more broken than he was when he started. But he doesn't just get stronger. He becomes smarter and more ruthless as the system helps him out and makes him these things. We can see also that he's able to put points into strength, into intelligence, into all these different things. And it actually reflects how he fights in the show. Throughout the entire 1st season, he's basically just an assassin, because all he's doing is putting his skill points into strength and agility. The anime just feels more like a game than most other game anime out there. And the funny part is, he's not even in an actual game. As far as we know in the anime, I don't know what happens in the manhwa. It's not a manga, it's a manhwa because it's Korean. I like the way it sounds. It's very kind of funny. I mean, there's item drops, there's stat upgrades, there's quests, but he's not actually, he didn't get sucked into a computer, right? Everyone else is playing normal real life stuff, but he got this weird RPG upgrade. But it feels just so much more natural than every other anime that I could think of for this. It just seems to execute it better because we see the struggle more. We see how the system works more. It's not kind of put off to the side. It's the main show. And let me tell you, even though we do see him struggle, it's got some satisfying flex moments. It understands that during a power fantasy anime, there has to be those, those flex moments. And Jinwoo delivers. He is the definition of aura, okay? He is him. This show is why Jinwoo is the GOAT. The fight scenes in this show, especially when Jinwoo's kind of high leveled, pure raw testosterone, okay? Dopamine oozing from the screen. The hairs on my arms up, peak, shivering in excitement. These moments feel earned, and it makes them 100 times better. And you also really don't get blue-balled during the show either. So in a lot of other shows, they will hide it completely or try to just be really stealthy about it, right? Now, if he's in a dungeon and his raid is threatened, guys, can you not tell anybody about this? Because I'm gonna go ape shit on these guys now. Oh, what do you mean? You're just an E rank. What are you gonna do? Complete aura activation. Oh wait, Sung Jinwoo's actually the coolest character to ever exist. Look at that. He's not an E rank hunter. He's the GOAT. That's crazy. Like in SAO with Kirito, they had the OP protagonist idea, right? But it lacked struggle. Overlord was fun, but Ainz never felt really threatened. Jinwoo's progression feels earned and natural. Saitama from One Punch Man's already at his peak, so the fights lack tension. But Jinwoo, he started at the bottom. There was struggle, there was threats. Every single fight built hype up. Even when we know Jinwoo's gonna kick this guy's ass, we're still at the edge of our seats because, well, let's be honest, the animation's also just fantastic. This show could have garbage writing and people would still watch it just because of how good it looks. My God, you could put a random screenshot of this show as a desktop background and it would fit. Gorgeous. But I'm glazing a little too much. But to wrap up, Solo Leveling isn't just another OP protagonist story. It's a game changer, baby. It has perfected, literally perfected, the power fantasy formula. I can't say that word without it sounding awkward, huh? And now anime studios are paying attention, alright? You better be. You want to compete with Sung Jinwoo, you gotta bring your A game, alright? But what do you guys think? Do you think Solo Leveling's the best power fantasy anime? I sure do. Let me know in the comments. And if not, which anime has done protagonists better? I'm in quite the pickle in real life right now, so, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate it. There's links in the description for just everything. My Twitch, I stream sometimes, probably not right now, but in the next 3 months, maybe. The internet here is not that great, but I gotta move soon. I got 2 months before I might be not homeless, but it's gonna be tough. But I don't want to hold you any longer. Love you guys. I really appreciate you watching the entire video. I definitely want to talk about this show more because I love it. I cannot get enough, but I'll see you in the next one.